Good morning, everyone. I'm here to do the bonus read for Sunday, the 21st of October. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. I'm loving having you on board, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please join us. The cards are very lively for this reading, probably more so than they were for the What's Cracking today. So, as usual, I won't put something on this until I know what sort of reading it's going to be, so I don't lead you astray. I just leave this one in the hands of the universe, okay? So it could come up as anything. Although the What's Cracking was a very general read today too, which was good. So it's been not so much of love readings this week. It's been a little quiet for love readings. Oh, the Magician just dropped out, so that's nice. A lot of you are manifesting your heart's desire this week, which is really good. Okay, well, you might be in a bit of a space doing that at the moment because you just got the Hanged Man. So it's taking some time out to decide what it is you want before you manifest. I like that. And, oh, and a wish is coming true for some. Beautiful. There's some little messages there for those watching. Oh, I like the wish coming true. That always feels good to me. Always like things when they land in my lap. Okay, beautiful. We're ready to go. Alrighty. Oh, now this actually came out, I think, in the day read, in the What's Cracking read. This talks about, it's the Nine of Wands, and it talks about making sure that you're putting boundaries in your place when you're working with people. Now, what that means for a lot of you, say you were to go and get a job, and maybe you've had some pretty, I don't know, pretty shitty jobs before. You know, you may have been bullied, you may have been pushed around. When you go into the next job, it's talking about, you know, not saying to people, I won't get pushed around or I'm going to do things this way. It's more about sort of making sure that you give off that energy that you're not prepared to take that. I'm not talking about sort of, you know, shaping up to people or anything or getting in people's faces, but I'm talking about being confident about what you will put up with and what you won't put up with. Having trust in yourself, you know, valuing yourself. Making sure that before you go into situations that you're very clear about what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And when people don't do the right thing, having the confidence to pick them up and say, hey, what you did just then wasn't nice, or it didn't make me feel good, and I won't put up with that. Those are the sort of things we're talking about. So we're not talking about, you know, being aggressive or, you know, confronting or anything like that. It's just about having confidence in who you are, trusting, you know, that you have the capacity to be respected and, you know, and treated with dignity. And if you have that confidence when you go into things, whether they be jobs, relationships, friendships, then people won't mess around with you. Or if they do, you'll pull them straight up. Oh my goodness. This came straight out in the read for the What's Cracking. And I've just shuffled the bum off these cards, I can assure you. Somebody's dealing with somebody very dishonest here, but what I will say to you, it's not sort of, it might not be dishonesty as in someone's doing the wrong thing by you. It may not be cheating or stealing. Sometimes this card can be about people not speaking up and saying things. So someone around you could be feeling a lot of feelings for you, but is not telling you. So it gives off this air of being dishonest. So I feel like you need to put your boundaries up here because you've got people who are not doing the right thing by you. And I said it might not be sort of, you know, a horrible, nasty thing like stealing or cheating or anything like that, but it might just be that they're withholding information from you or holding their feelings from you or, you know, not being straight up about how they feel about things. And you've got your boundaries in place. So just make sure you keep them. Oh my goodness, we're just going to do another daily read here. This is almost exactly the same. That is bizarre. Well, there you go. It gets different, but the first couple of cards are the same. And I promise you, I shuffled completely. Brand new start coming up here. Start with clarity, straightforward, same two cards, same positions. Definitely. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this came up last time, but in a different position. So the Nine of Pentacles here talks about, you know, owning your independence, setting out in your own pace, you know, understanding who you are, valuing yourself. You know, it's beautiful because she's dressed all beautiful. Look at the money around her. She's manifesting. She's happy to be by herself or himself. but definitely this feeling of independence here. And then the Queen of Swords. So that's a quick recap on the daily reading, basically. So you're standing in your energy, you're holding this sword ready for a new start. You're feeling very, very much in your power. It's very possible you've come out of a situation where things weren't spoken about. There's been secrets kept. And the advice from the universe is to make sure that you've got your boundaries in place. Wow, I've not seen that before. Okay, now the Five of Wands is here, and I feel like that it's possible that you could be bickering with someone, having small tiffs or arguments. This can also talk about being a bit conflicted inside as well, and having a bit of a mental battle with how you're feeling. So it could be that you've moved forward and you've done all these things and it feels great, but you may not feel so good about it yourself. You may be doing the what ifs around this, because sometimes that can be the thing that happens too. Now there can also be an exchange of energies here, and I'm thinking it could be that this is you again on the top row. It could be the other person going through some conflict now, because it's fallen over this Seven of Swords, which means maybe they are feeling a little bit put out by this. So if you've sort of put your boundaries up at a job and walked away because you feel there's some dishonest behaviour and you're up for a fresh start and you're feeling good about it here, it could be that the people you've left behind may be going through some sort of conflict over, you know, what they should have done and what they shouldn't have done and what their part was, which is a good thing. And then you have the Hanged Man here. So I'm feeling for you here, if this conflict is in your mind and you're going through some struggles at the moment, you may take some time out to start looking at this from a very different perspective. That's very nice. Okay. Well, the good news is for all of you, you definitely did the right thing, because the sun is now shining on this situation. And you know the sun's the most beautiful card in the deck. It's a really lovely card because it talks of happiness and joy and wonderful things ahead of you. And look, that's come straight out over the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, which to me, you know, looks as though you may take a period of time out here. Even though you've done the right thing and you feel very confident in everything, you may need to sort of recoup to sort of understand the direction you want to go in here. The Hanged Man sits right in the middle of this reading, so I feel that's much of your energy now, because you've done something, you've let go of something, you've put boundaries in place, you're about to start something new. You want to make sure you fully understand the direction you're going in here. Yeah, because you still don't have whatever information it was that was withheld from you. So maybe that's why you're questioning. Because if this person, this job, whatever you've moved away from here and you've left behind, you're quite happy to move forward. You feel really good about it. But somehow in your mind, you're still quite conflicted by actually not knowing what was going on. Because you're hanging on to this moon here. So there are things about this that are unseen. So it's almost like you've addressed something, but you didn't know the core of the problem. So if you've left a job because there was some, you know, bad behaviours, dishonesty, whatever, you're moving on, you're getting a nice new start, you're feeling very much, you know, in your own element. The sun's here, but there's still this sort of feeling in the background where you're going, you know, what did I do? Did I do the right thing, etc., which is normal in this situation. So there's definite feeling here of taking time out to have a look at this situation. But what I feel like is you're finding it very difficult to grasp this situation because you actually still don't know what happened. So maybe you've done this without actually understanding the crux of this or the situation. I feel like you will get to learn this with this Victory card here. I actually think you're going to find out what was going on to this person, this job, this situation. Somebody's going to let you know, because we have the Victory card here, which says to me that you learn whatever this was that's created this situation. Well, that may make you feel a little bit sad or imprisoned as well. It could be that you've put yourself in this sort of like situation too with the Eight of Swords here, where you sort of confined yourself until you find out the truth. But the truth is coming to you, I can tell you now. The truth will come to you. So it may feel at the moment like You've done something and you don't have all the answers, but you will find out what's going on here. I want to pick another card. Sorry. Okay, so whatever it is you find out here, you will still move on. It won't affect your decision to move forward. Okay, so it could be that whatever truth comes out here may be very hard for you to digest because it puts you in a bit of a prison yourself. But I can tell you, once it's revealed and you've been through this sort of like Eight of Swords energy and a bit of a Hanged Man energy where you sort of take time out, you're actually ready to move forward. Now, I can tell you now, you could move forward with this person, situation, whatever. You could move, because there are two people here. You could still choose to move forward with them once they've disclosed to you what was going on. But this is your choice here, because he can move forward or she can move forward on their own. Okay, so it could be whatever this situation is that it will make you feel pretty yucky for a little while. It might take you by surprise what you hear. But at the end of the day, you could choose to go back to this situation because someone's been honest with you, or you can choose to walk away. The choice is really yours on this. Alrighty, well, that was a continuation of the day read, wasn't it? It's quite interesting. Some days it's such a different read, and other days it's almost reinforcing or giving you additional information. So as I said to you, I can't tell because Spirit leads me on these like little journeys, and it's so amazing. So I'd rather just sort of see what Spirit wants to say to you rather than predicting what the cards are going to be. Oh, we got two cards out. Okay, I'm going to read both of them. I think we have enough time, so let's be quick. So 39 helps me get to know them too, which is really good. So the card of 39 is supernatural. And look at her. She's gorgeous, look. Okay, so supernatural is a card of inexplicable, miraculous, otherworldly. And the blessing here is there are aspects to you that are divine and utterly connected to all cycles and aspects of nature. You now feel secure and safe in developing and expressing your intuitive gifts more than ever before. I really like that, because what they're saying here is that what you felt and what you saw here, you've acted on and done the right thing. And I think that's pretty awesome. So it's just reinforcing that you are using the gifts that were given to you by the universe. Now, the other card is Burnt by the Sun, and it's ambition, extension, and reach. And it says you will never know your potential unless you go beyond the limits you have set yourself. You may not succeed, but you will know a great deal more about yourself than you do now, and you are certain to grow through the experience. Begin with baby steps and persist. Both cards very, very relevant here. So what the universe is trying to tell you is that you've acted on something because you haven't been treated with the dignity and respect that you deserve. And that's okay. If somebody's chosen to withhold from you, be dishonest with you, whatever it is, regardless of knowing what that is, you've just acted in your own best interest. And because of that, the universe will reward you. Fabulous reading. Thank you.